Introduction. It was my second day in Tirana, Albania. I was sitting in the mission office, a greenie for sure. I sat in a small group, waiting to hear where I would be assigned to go for my very first area. Rumor had it that one of the 6 of us in our group would be sent up north to Kosovo. To us, it was a mysterious country with a different culture and a strange accent from what we had learned on the MTC. It was the unknown. It was highly coveted to be sent there, especially to the elders. Everyone wanted to go there but me. I was terrified of it and had prayed for weeks that I would start off my mission and stay in Albania. But that day in the mission office, I learned that Heavenly Father was aware of my thoughts, knew what experiences that I needed to gain, and had a little sense of humor too. I was called to serve in Pristina, Kosovo for my very first area. As I drove through the huge, ominous mountains in a bus, about to face my worst fear, I started pulling all of the information that I had heard about Kosovo from my memory. At the time, I didn't have much to draw from, but time passed and I lived in the country for 6 months. I learned so much about the country during that time, and to this day I am still fascinated by it. Kosovo has a rich culture and a unique history. I hope to make you aware of Kosovo and what it is like there. The people have been through a lot, and the resilient natives overcame times of political turmoil and civil unrest in order to gain freedom and distinguish their cultural identity. Did you know that Kosovo is one of the youngest countries in the world? Kosovo was founded in June of 2008. Prior to that, the region that is now Kosovo was a part of Yugoslavia. The massive state was comprised of what is now Croatia, Macedonia, Montenegro, Serbia, Slovenia, Bosnia, and Kosovo. King Alexander I was the first royal dictator of the kingdom in 1929. Around 1945, Kosovo was given autonomous status as a province in order to acknowledge the specific interests of Albanians. In 1998, the Kosovar Albanians made their stand for greater autonomy. It broke out into a civil war called the Kosovo Conflict. Yugoslav and Serbian forces responded with ethnic cleansing, in which troops terrorized and killed many people, burned villages to the ground, and forced families to flee at gunpoint. Nearly 2 million Kosovar Albanians fled to neighboring countries, in some places at a pace of 4,000 people an hour. I saw kids crying, I saw images of burning houses everywhere, desperate people scared, crying, and running. It was a total mess, said one man after reaching the Montenegrin border. Months later, peace was reached, although agitation for independence continued amongst Kosovar Albanians. Yugoslavia renamed itself to Serbia and Montenegro in 2003 and still considered Kosovo a part of its territory. However, under UN supervision, Kosovo developed its own country, and in February of 2008, it formally declared its independence from Serbia. If you have an iPhone, look at your Maps app. You'll notice that the line between Kosovo and Serbia is faded gray instead of black. Similarly, on Google Maps, the territory between the 2 lines is merely a dashed line. So why is the Serbia-Kosovo border change still on the table? Because Serbia refuses to recognize Kosovo as an independent country. About 90 other countries do not recognize Kosovo as a country either, for a range of international and internal reasons. Unfortunately, the territorial dispute continues today. I personally believe that Kosovo should be recognized as their own independent country because they have a culture that is distinctly different from that of the Serbs. First, their language is different. They speak Albanian. Albanian is not a branch of any other language group. Rather, it's its own branch completely. Albeit, Albanian has borrowed a number of words from its neighbors. Latin, Bulgarian, and Turkish words have been integrated into the vocabulary. In Kosovo, they speak a dialect of Albanian called Geg. Another difference between the cultures of Serbia and Kosovo is their religions. The Serbs practice Orthodoxy, whereas Kosovar practice Islam. In fact, 96% of the population in Kosovo are Muslims. When I was living in a capital city, I remember waking up in the middle of the night to the sound of mosques' call to prayer. One of the tenets of their religion is to pray 5 times a day, and believers gather at the mosques to worship. Another way that the faithful declare their faith is to fast for a month called Ramadan. They worship Allah, or God, highly esteem the Prophet Muhammad, and base their laws on the holy book of the Quran. I remember walking through the capital city, through the town square, and past the library. The cobblestone streets were filled with Albanian music and crowds of people. Almost every day, near the center of the city, I would pass the old Serbian Orthodox church, charred black but still standing. It remained as a symbol of the old rule that the Kosovar had overcome. Continuing down the hill and through the university campus, I reached a big statue that said "Newborn" in all caps. It stood proudly in bright, vibrant colors with signatures all over it. One day, I signed the statue because I was proud of it too. It took a lot of bloodshed and persistence to get the country to where it is now. Kosovo's claim to independence was not an easy feat, but the struggle led to an independent country. The food they eat, the religion they practice, the language they speak, the music they listen and dance to, it all sets them apart from others and makes them truly unique. I hope that you are now aware of this country and what it is. Kosovar people are so special, and now that they are on the map, they should be recognized.